That's terrible. Hi, guys. We're just sitting here talking about whether or not we would be, I don't even know if I should say this on the channel. Whether or not we could actually plan out being a serial killer.
I would definitely need you as my partner, though, for the planning. I could do the manipulation for like the minions to go do it for us, like Charles Manson, because he was a Scorpio. That's how we'd work it.
Of course he was a Scorpio. I didn't know that. These are the things that we talk about when we're together, guys. So, hi, Bonus. Hi, Irish. Lady Knight. Maria. Hi. Thank you for joining us, guys. Let me. Hi, Julianne. Let me get rid of this because I've got too many screens up here. So today we are going to start this series. I did this series on my channel like over a year ago, and it is Are You a Psychic? And I went through all of the different Clairs, the 8 different Clairs. And so I still continue to get people commenting and watching those videos. So I figured let's do something live where we can actually talk to people, where they can tell us some of their experiences. We can talk about what some of the signs are, if you are, clairvoyant or empathic or sentient or whatever. So we're starting with, this is going to be a 16-week series. We're starting with clairvoyance. It's going to run for 2 weeks. The first week, we are going to talk about all of the different signs. And then the second week, we're going to talk about the different ways that we can actually work on that muscle, so to speak, or work on that skill. So what were some of the things that you found out about different signs for being a clairvoyant, honey?
Well, when I was looking it up, I was coming across quite a few things, but let's see. What do I have here? Sorry. Vivid dreams and memories. Can visualize things easily or daydream easily. Now, that one I got. Vivid imagination, experiencing a lot of like aha moments. And you can pick up on others' energies, whether it be like virtual or if you walk into a room or if you're around people. You see auras, orbs, or shadows around people. Images of like colors, numbers, symbols, or even people and places will appear in the mind's eye. Deep connection to like art or sculptures or abstract things. Good puzzle solving skills. Good direction. Can see situations play out in your head, which we were just talking about. I added the pressure in the head, chest, neck, eyes, stomach, and back at random times when you just kind of sense things and energy. You can see a future event in your dreams or in the mind's eye. Dreams that come true. Deja vu that happens really frequently. Electrical surges in the body when you're around others or you enter a place or a room. And hearing voices, sounds, or emotions and thoughts that you do not believe are your own.
I think some of those are kind of mixing, but with other Clairs, although I do think that they all kind of mix a little bit, to be honest. Some of the obvious things are actually seeing spirits, seeing entities, and energy beings outside of like your dreams or in your third eye. I mean, you can actually, some people actually see them. Has anybody here had experiences with seeing ghosts and stuff, or seeing, other beings? Raise your hand.
Is that clairvoyant? I had no idea.
Oh,
I just always heard medium, so I thought, so that's actually a good thing to talk about. Yeah.
it's clear seeing. Clear seeing.
Oh, okay.
Anything that is not, because you might see it, but the next person that's standing next to you might not see it.
Right. Interesting. Well, thank
Or
you.
you might all see it. And I wanted to say hi to Lady Blind Wolf and Sonia and Long Hair Skinny Eyed Toe. Did I miss anybody else that came in? Okay, I think I got everybody. It's really been bad the last few weeks. I was on a spirit box thing and I could see them behind the lady. Yeah. So that is a sign of being a psychic, a clairvoyant. Yeah, somebody that is extremely leaning towards like art or being highly stimulated by art because you're a very visual person. Do you learn more through visual contact? Like, for instance, like flashcards or watching a video and watching somebody actually do it instead of somebody instructing you how to do it. So that could be a sign. Hi, Liminal. Are you seeing things like pixelated lately? Are you seeing like things out of the corner of your eye? Are you seeing different orbs? Are you seeing auras around people? Can you easily imagine things? Like, for instance, if I say the word waterfall, can you now picture a waterfall in your head?
Wow.
Yeah. If I say castle, can you now see a castle in your head? And where do you see it? I mean, it might be different for different people. When I see it like right here, like right outside of my pituitary or your third eye.
Wow. I feel like I go inward and then outward.
Yeah. I mean, you can see it. I usually always see it right here, like right in front, like projecting it out in front of me.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. Like my third eye is like a projector. That's where I see it.
Oh, no doubt.
Or in my dreams. Yeah, that's another thing. Are you really a vivid dreamer? Are you somebody that has always been a vivid dreamer? Or is it something that's just recently unlocked in you? Did you have an imaginary friend when you were little? Oh, yeah. Yes, yes, yes. Let's see what people are saying.
What's interesting is when I was looking up some of this and reading some of it, I had thought of you.
Yeah. Oh, I have a lot of these, but I didn't know until I did that series that any of this was even
part
of it. Like organization. I mean, organization to a point of I have to like fold my towels a certain way because I like them to look a certain way. That maybe could be a little bit OCD as well. I'm not disputing that. But I like organization and people that are really organized. That's one of the things because it comes down to like visuals, right? Do you like to like create beautiful atmospheres around you and you feel more comfortable when your surrounding is beautiful? And beautiful is in the eye of the beholder. So your beautiful might be different than my beautiful, but it's still important to you. It visually stimulates you. Let's see. Let me catch up here. Oh, see, the direction thing. That's another thing. I have always been so good at directions that I can drive, and it's usually I have to drive it. If I'm riding, not necessarily, because if I'm riding in the vehicle, then I'm either looking, if there's forest, I'm looking for Bigfoot, or I'm looking up in the clouds if my husband's driving. But if I'm driving, then I usually never forget how to get somewhere again, and I don't need directions ever again. And I have a good sense of my north, south, east, west at all times, like an inner compass kind of thing. And that's all part of it.
Oh, yeah. Always with direction, even if I'm out in the middle of the woods. Like, yeah. I love
Lady Blind Wolf is saying, oh, wait a minute. Another session I was on, I could hear a piano and singing, and they told me who it was. Oh, that's another one. Not like energies, like veins. So what? Yeah, not that like full on body. Oh, okay, I see. So you're not seeing like the full on body. Well,
like a silhouette.
Yeah, let me give you a for instance. If you're a tarot reader, as you're reading the cards, do other things pop in your head? Like does a movie all of a sudden start playing in your head? And there's other things too, like clairaudience. It could be like a song all of a sudden, or if a song pops up, all of a sudden, does it make you think of a scene or a visual? Does it put something in your mind's eye? Don't dream, just black. Can't picture anything when I close my eyes. It's just pure black. Well, you have something different.
He's a seer.
He gets downloads. I think he honestly gets downloads. But can read minds. Okay, there you go. An odd one a few weeks ago. And your Virgo energy. Yes. Yeah. We were talking about that too. I do like to plan, like they say, if you're a good planner, and for some of the people that didn't come in right away, we were talking about before we even started this, whether or not we could be like good serial killers. And Cortney said, oh, I would definitely get caught. I said, no, I wouldn't, because I would be planning everything out, detail, scenario. She goes, yeah, I could think of you actually thinking, well, if that goes wrong, Rachelle's already got a scenario for this figured out, because I plan like every little step. I mean, like where you're going to go to eat, whatever. If we got to take an intermission, that's
people
thought, right?
People have debated why haven't like Scorpios been caught as serial killers, like because they're so dark and stuff. And I'm like, well, because we're so scatterbrained and full of emotion. I mean, we would be better off like Charles Manson, just making others do it, because we would get caught.
Master manipulators, right? Yeah. Let's see. Erie and Tangi and two other ladies have told me I am empathic. I guess I am developing it. Yes. Well, I am blind, but mine stinks. Well, I think that you are definitely, if you're seeing figures and stuff like that, I mean, you are very psychic. You're clairvoyant, empathic. You probably, there's probably most that everybody can relate to as far as all the clairs go. Yeah, I see movie scenes or hear songs when I do readings. Yeah, that was Maria. Pona said, I see full on body, not like energies, how other people see other beings.
I relate.
Yeah, I have. I can tell you, when I was little, my sister and I both played with a little little girl. We both seen her and played with her, and found out like 10 years later that she was not alive. She wasn't there, but we seen her. I mean, she was there. We knew she was there, but she wasn't there where other people could see her. And also, I did have an imaginary friend or somebody that I spoke to all the time, but it scared my mom. So she ended up having me go through the house with a preacher and my hand on the Bible reciting the Lord's Prayer, because it scared her so bad, and other things too. But I'll leave that for one of Amber's episodes. Let's see. Yeah, a silhouette is what Lady Blind Wolf said. Hi, Heidi. I'll plan it and yet won't get caught. And yes, won't get caught.
Oh, no, if we had
you and I together, Chris.
I was just going to say that. I was like, add Chris into the mix. You got the manipulator, the 2 planners, and the man to help carry it out. So
don't mess with us guys.
Right?
I would never do it. I could never go through with it. I would be like Horrible Bosses too. Have you ever seen that?
I love it.
I love that movie.
I think, I don't know. It would depend on the situation. But I'm not going to say much else.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Maria says, I also got the Virgo moon. I also like to have a plan A, B, and C. Exactly. Hey, have you guys ever been to like a party, planning a party ahead of time, but not to just the point of what are the table settings going to be? What are people going to eat? No, what are the conversations going to be? Who are the people that are going to be like in this little corner? Are they going to be sitting on the couch? Or these people going to be gathering over here? How's it going to go? Is there going to be any arguments that break out? You know, like family get-togethers and stuff like that. You guys plan that stuff, or do you see it in your mind's eye before it happens? Yeah. Oh, yeah. A job interview. Getting ready to go to a job interview. Have you ever played out the whole scenario in your head before you ever go?
I've done that.
And then it actually be similar to that. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm sure most of you guys have probably done these things.
Well, visualization's powerful with manifesting too. You know, it's awesome. Mm-hmm. Awesome.
Most of my practice is just the visualization stuff.
Yeah.
But I mean, seriously, it's just about mindful. I mean, I like to throw other stuff in there when I'm doing like a big working, but most generally every day my practice is mindful things, you know. Yeah. Lady Blind Wolf says, I am starting to hear a word when I read tarot. See, that's another thing. Or do you have a word that comes to you? Like, will you see it spelled out? Because I know this is something that Summer said that she has. Instead of me projecting like the color green when we were doing our Mystic Mondays, she would say, please try to, because she's very wordy, you know, being an editor and all that, please try to visualize the actual word. So when she sees things, she'll see the actual word spelled out in her mind's eye. That's also a form of that, which is really cool.
Awesome. I've gotten like symbols or colors or numbers, like project, you know.
Sigils. Yes. Yes. Spiritual, like when you're doing your rituals and stuff like that, and you have had these experiences with these beings coming to you, and or goddesses or gods or demons. Mm-hmm. Can you tell us about any of those kind of experiences? I mean, can you like smell them? Can you? Yeah, it's the
taste,
whole thing.
Even taste sometimes, like sensory overload for me when I do call them up. I feel the shift in my body, like to my core of the energy. I can hear, I can smell, sometimes taste. It depends, like if it's just that pungent of a smell. And seeing, definitely, yeah.
Wow.
And sometimes strange noises or frequency type noises, like
snapping,
popping, and literal, like you ever like get weird feedback on your computer and you hear it going like those type of noises? That as well, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry. Happy Yule, everybody.
Yes.
Forgot. Oh, that's terrible. Let me see if there's anything that I forgot on here. Yeah, definitely the dreams. And actually, like past loved ones coming to you in your dreams and giving you messages, or I would say that that's part of that too, or maybe mediumship. Maybe they're both kind of.
That's what I'm wondering. That's what I'm wondering. Because what's interesting is I'm learning with you as we do this. That's why I'm so happy that, you letting me do this with you. I thought clairvoyant was like only seeing into the future, but that helps me learn too and grow with these things. So I'm sure they're learning. That's
I think
awesome.
eventually it does lead to that.
Right.
That's why I said these are like little things that show you your abilities are there. That's
Right.
why next week we're going to start focusing on how do you help develop those things even stronger. Because for you, you do see things that are futuristic, right? Or things that were already done, but you were not affected, but you still seen it.
Right.
That's also clairvoyance.
Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, you're seeing anything that you're seeing that is not like something that you would see with your regular eyes, or for everybody. It's clear seeing.
Right.
So,
Well, thank you. Because I'm sure if others, like me, kind of thought that, at least this
exactly.
shows.
I don't think there's been a Leo serial killer. I don't know. I haven't done that much research. Maybe we should. I don't think, has there been any Capricorn?
Mm-hmm.
Has there? Has there
And
been a lot of Capricorn?
Geminis and Virgos, yeah.
Gosh, whatever. Whatever. I am not a serial killer, just putting it out there. But I probably could plan a good one. But it's like that pic I sent the both of you. That's how I see them. Right. Yeah. They say childhood friends are real. I do think that this was real. I really, really do. It wasn't just something that I experienced. My sister and I both played with her. And we did not just one time, several times that we would go over there. The reason why we realized that she wasn't real was because my mom watched us like a hawk. And every time that we were out there playing, we were always out there with her. My mom and the other lady that she was visiting said, "We never seen anybody else out there with you. It was just you guys." We're like, nope. Moon sign and afflictions to it would be better indicator of serial killer.
Look what we started.
No, let me see. I'm missing stuff. But sometimes other people will have things come through and it helps me put the puzzle pieces together. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Hoping to make a singing tomorrow. Hoping to make the singing tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what that is. Join in. It can be a weekly thing. I get messages when reading tarot. Yeah. I think for me, it's a good stimulator because for me, I've joked about it, but when I look at the cards, when I get the cards, I am like the Seven of Cups, which is I see all these different paths in the cards. So I could see so many different scenarios unfolding. So it actually helps me by having tarot cards to stimulate that kind of interaction. Without that, I would just be like, oh my gosh, because there's always so much crap going on in my head at one time. It's just like crazy. I often see words typed out. As I write down what I know the definitions of the cards are, that's how I do it. The words come to me. Yeah. I have to lay out the cards in front of me, write down the definitions, and as I'm writing it down, then it comes. I've read books in my dreams, but don't remember what I read. But yet, I have an inner knowing of subjects. Now, see, that's what my strongest is claircognizant. Definitely claircognizant. But I think that stems from your dreams and not always remembering or getting downloads, stuff like that. Well, there was an incident where I was doing a working and I was videotaping it, and Erie and I both heard whispering. Do you remember that? That was like,
Yeah. Oh yeah. And if she's talking about the recent ones. But also there was a thing that just happened between us as well, that spirit that had come in. And then I picked it up and like put the scenario together off of things I actually saw in my head as you're describing. And we kind of put 2 and 2 together. She was on another person's channel and they had a spirit box. And it had said, she asked about something that was hanging around her. And the spirit had replied to her, it's Cortney, evil. And what we found out was she had actually had a friend that had passed away that night, sadly. And I had kind of seen some images, and I told her I felt like it was like him coming through to like try to help her because he was a religious person. So I thought that was interesting. So we've had like a couple paranormal like things happen.
and you know what? I could definitely see it that way if it's somebody that just passed. Yeah. Wasn't it you and I that talked about like the different stages of when the soul is actually going on to the other side? Yeah. Another thing, do you like to decorate your place? I mean, being loving to decorate, so having like visual stimulation from like your altars, or like when you do shows or when you're creating stuff, does it visually, I mean, are you an artist? So many artists are actually stronger in their clairvoyance because it all comes down to like visual stuff. You know, something I've even talked about, do you like when you're doing a show or something like that, if you are an artist, do you like really setting the scene? So let me give you a scenario. And this is why I thought I could never be a tarot reader, because when I thought of a tarot reader, I thought of somebody that was just like so mystical. And I thought of this like theatrics, right? Like wearing the scarf and the headdress here, like the beads coming down, like what you would typically think of as like a traveling psychic or something like that, even in their wagon. I know some people are turned off by this term, but gypsy. Okay. I mean, no offense. I love the whole idea of that. So when I say that word, it's not coming from a derogatory place. But would you rather go to a reader that is setting the whole scene, has like scarves and all these like worldly antiques, you know, and has like the crystal ball and maybe a little bit of smoke in the air and incense going and all this stuff, right? And then they give you this reading on a round table with I see it all in my head with the long, a couple actually of tablecloths that are hanging like boho style. I mean, isn't that what you think of when you think of getting an actual mystical like tarot reading? Doesn't that just like set the scene for you? A little bit darker candlelight going and yeah. Or would you like to go do like a soccer mom? Which I mean, in reality, probably half of us are just like soccer moms or whatever, right? That are reading these cards, or, you know, a guy reading these cards who's just in regular like tenny boppers and shoes and just say, come and sit at my kitchen table. What one seems more appealing to you? Would you think that it's, at first glance, if you were not a tarot reader, would you think that one that was more mystical and alluring was more accurate than the one that is just like not setting the scene? I know I would.
Yeah. I was thinking of rituals and stuff. Like I always tell people, elaborate, you know, you really, to feel like you're in that moment, you got to have it all where you can see it, feel the magic.
Exactly.
Definitely.
So, do you like setting the scene when you're making your videos? Do you like having a nice backdrop, right? the northern lights, right? Or the beautiful banners, because you're a visually stimulated person. So that's part of it. I actually have no idea about my rising. Let me see. Oh, mine in Western, I am Virgo, Sun, Gemini rising. Wow. Let's see. If any of you have ever heard of the necrophonic and all the voices that come through sometimes just before I fall asleep, that's what I hear. I've not heard of the necrophonic. I don't know what that is. And a Scorpio moon. Wow. That's quite a combination, Heidi.
Yeah.
On what we talked about. By the way, I sent you those screenshots. Okay. I actually have no idea. Oh, no, he has passed away 2 weeks prior, but I didn't know about it until that night.
Okay.
Okay.
I see. Sorry.
Hi, Jen. Hi, Jennifer. So yeah, have you guys had experiences, like I said, with seeing, like when you do your tarot readings, do you actually see things play out in your head? Can you actually see like movie scenes when you're doing your art or creating stuff? Do you like setting the scene? Are you extremely organized? Oh, another thing, do you have really good depth perception? So like, for instance, do you, when you're moving your furniture around, and this is something that my husband always used to say, because I like to move my furniture around from time to time, right, to change things up a bit. He goes, that's not going to fit there. I'm like, yes, it's going to fit there. Or like when you're moving and you're trying to put something in like the back of a van. No, that's never going to fit. And I was always like, it's going to fit. Trust me. You just got to do this and then push it in and it'll fit. And so are you really good with like spatial depth, puzzles? When you look back, can you really see like the puzzle or like a labyrinth, stuff like that? Are you really good visually like that? Yes.
Oh, yeah. Extremely, especially puzzles. Most games I play, the puzzles, and like compare my sister and I to some of these. She's good with the action in games, but I would be the puzzle solver and I'd get it like that, but it would take her days to like figure it out. And when I'm writing, I see everything playing out in my head like I'm really there, almost like an alternate reality. So that's really interesting.
So something for anybody else, and I did put this, I believe, in, I think I did. Maybe I didn't, I don't know. But for anybody else that has these strong abilities, next week, if you want to come on and be in this panel with us in order to help other people show, like, because it's going to be about, next week is going to be about the things that we can do in order to strengthen those things, right? In order to strengthen those skills. So if you are somebody that is strong in clairvoyance and you want to add to this chat, let me know and I will send you next week. It's already set up. I will send you a link so that you can join in, because we would love to hear how you experience things as well, because it might put things in perspective for other people as well. And Sonia says, I have lousy depth perception when driving, but otherwise, yeah. And Jen says, yep, totally. Although my husband is even better than I am. Yeah. And Julianne says, oh yeah, songs, visions, scenes, anything can come through in a tarot reading or astrology beyond the cards. Yes. Even the astrology, I'm finding that I am seeing things. They're like little movie scenes that kind of play out in my head a little bit. When I do the past life stuff, oh my gosh. Because I love the movies that are like historical movies and stuff like that. So that stuff just like plays out in my head, or stuff that I've read, or romance novels that I've read, whatever. It all like plays out in my head.
I'm stronger in the past sight stuff, I think. I would think.
I think so too, for me. Not futuristic, but past stuff.
Past, yeah.
Yeah.
When you did my past life reading, it was amazing. Like you could see a whole story there. Like,
oh my gosh, yes. I can't wait to go even further on that one because that was a very interesting life, no doubt about it. Maria says, I also love puzzle games on my phone, and I have pretty good depth perception. Yeah, I love the puzzle games, but also the strategy games. So if you like The Sims, and why do you like The Sims? Do you like playing out scenarios? I mean, it's funny the things that you do with your Sim characters. People only knew, but I mean, do you like building up your houses? Do you like decorating? Do you like setting up scenes, stuff like that? Do you like games that are strategy games like Age of Mythology, Age of Empires, Civilization? That's all planning stuff. That's strategy stuff, right? So yeah, if you're big into that kind of stuff too, which I am, I love all that stuff.
Love strategy. Love it.
Yes. Yes, I am. I can find room for stuff when others say no way. Exactly. That's me too. My husband will go, there's no way that's going to fit. I'm like, just do it. Okay. Just do it. And it always fits. It always fits.
I like making the houses and decorating them and setting up scenes, I'd say. Like role playing, I love that too in a game.
Yeah, me too. Definitely. But for me, I definitely love creating like the whole thing, decorating the bedrooms, building, that's another thing. If you are somebody that loves doing like architecture,
Minecraft.
Blueprints, what were some of the things like fine art, home design, photography. If you're like really, drawn to like photography, that's another strong indicator. Hi, Tangi. And Lady Blind Wolf said, Kimber Kiss has suggested a lot lately that people work with clear quartz and amethyst or moldavite and lapis lazuli. Yeah.
I have lapis and amethyst I've been using.
Do you see all of the alien stuff coming from Irish?
Yep.
And of course, Tangi, I love that. They're out there and they're watching you right now. No, I'm just kidding. They probably are, seriously, but
yeah.
Yeah, still struggling with some past life and ancestral stuff. Ooh, trying to heal that with my shadow work. Oh my goodness, honey. Maria says, I used to play the free Sims version on Facebook just to build the house. Love building houses. Yeah. Oh, what about the garden games? Building your gardens and doing landscaping and stuff. Yeah, I love all that too. Yeah.
I love Minecraft. Love it. All I do is go into creative and build. I've got tons of castles and wizard towers and hobbit lands and
or graphic design. Do you create look at the stuff that you do on your channel with your and I didn't even do that, did I? I forgot to do it. Let me show you something, guys. I gotta play it really quick.
I forgot my stuff.
This is how bad we are at this. Okay, here we go, guys. Was that not excellent? Cortney, you are so friggin' talented. Seriously.
Thank you.
Cortney did all that. She is friggin' awesome. And then I forget to play it in the beginning, right? I'm not used to it.
We were too busy talking about our serial killings. It happens.
Exactly.
Ponus, I would love to play, and I just want to say, I don't understand vanilla.
Huh?
I seen that I had to be a smarty pants.
I haven't gotten to that point yet. Let's see. I just talked about The Sims to my guides before I came here. Did you really? I love that. Has anyone seen the astrology cards Lily Ashwell came out with? Her website is basically her name. She's Rachel Ashwell's daughter, shabby chic decorator. Oh, no, I haven't seen those. But that sounds really cool. I definitely love like astrology stuff, astrology cards. Hi, Brandy.
Oh yeah, Chris takes excellent photos. And he don't leave till he gets the perfect shot, but they turn out so beautiful.
Yeah, we are watching you. Nice. Maria says, I also love looking at empty apartments, houses, yes, and imagining how I would decorate it. If I went to a stage showing, it would be really hard for me to picture my stuff in there. Need the room empty. Oh, yes. I love doing that. And that's why they make good money, though, because a lot of people cannot just imagine their stuff in a room. So they actually hire people for staging companies to go in and stage a place. Isn't that funny? But I even love watching. You guys love watching the channels where they go into like abandoned like mansions and stuff like that. Have you ever watched that stuff? What are you doing over there, Cortney?
Typing.
Oh. It's kind of scary, LOL, that our lives are like Sims, but worse. I know it, really.
You know,
Minecraft area.
You're going to laugh at me with this, but I feel like since The Sims and all this came up, I should share this. So the other night I'm laying in bed. I know Chris is going to start laughing hysterically right now. I'm laying in bed on my sleep meds, right? And I'm kind of drifting. And then my eyes pop open and I'm laying there for a couple hours, okay, stewing on this thought. And it's The Sims, okay? It started with like extraterrestrial stuff and ended up in The Sims. And then I'm like, wait a minute, are we in a giant simulation? And are the Sims like us in another simulation, but they're programmed to have emotions? So when I torture them, am I really torturing them? Can they feel it? And it went into this whole deep spew that kept me up. Okay.
Well, because you got to tell them what you do. You got to tell them what you do to your Sims characters. We have talked about this and like you are like an evil genius, right?
So if they annoy me or the humans because I like playing with the vampires and witches and making hybrids, and I buy the place with the basement, and I keep human stock in the basement, or I'll lock them up inside the bathroom where they can't get out. And
what do? Take the doors out?
I lock them for everyone. And yeah, I let them slowly starve to death, but it depends on the offense. Okay. It depends. Or I'll let them be cattle, you know. Yeah. Don't ask.
Like on True Blood, right? The ones that they had down chained up in the basement.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah. Wow.
I always said if Chris and I were vampires, we'd be Eric and Pam.
Oh, yeah. We're finally getting to it. They're saying awesome intro. Wasn't that excellent? I know. But I'm more one that will get a piece and then I go through and I research stuff. Too fascinated with history. Yeah. It takes some time from time to time, but it's perfect. I think he was talking about your video. I see fire, LOL, and high energies. That was awesome. Like with that spirit box, the name Mara came through, even though I know it was another name along with that. That's amazing. Exactly, Courtney. Yes. We are the Sims. Yes. See, I'm just catching up. I guess we are also serial killers in a way. No, she's just demented. No, I'm joking. I think it's funny because I accidentally, I didn't do it on purpose, killed one of my Sims by the ladder got removed from the swimming pool and they got exhausted until they died because they couldn't get out of the swimming pool.
I have gotten so mad at my Sims doing the opposite of what I wanted that I've put them in the pool, removed the ladder, and built walls around it. And I'm like, yeah, how do you like that? As they're sitting there getting tired, I'm like, yeah, you gonna listen?
Yeah. Maria says, Courtney, remind me to not get on your bad side. That's what I'm saying.
Guys, don't worry, there's laws in place that prohibit me from doing such things.
Janji says, oh, she's a cruel god like Zool from Ghostbusters, LOL. And Sims, I like to garden and travel. Yeah. Travel. Yes.
Maybe I'm not ordinary.
You're not. I'm telling you. You're definitely embracing that Scorpio energy. You know? Because they will. I mean, you guys know, you played The Sims. They will actually turn into like a ghost, right?
Mm-hmm.
You'll actually see them turn into a ghost. That's
I
funny.
have shelves collected of urns all over my room and sugar skulls from people I've killed. Yeah, I keep them like trophies. You should see the cemetery I started too. And now it's great with the witch pack. You can now do necromancy and bring them back to life. So,
yeah. No, the most I do with my Sims is I like to have them keep on spitting out babies after the man and the woman are both like high level witches, so that they keep on getting like genealogy or hierarchy in witchcraft, right?
I do that too. But what's crazy is it's like my vampire family. One time, the one I made for Chris walked outside during the day and got burnt when I didn't want him to die. And I'm like, it was the end of the world for me. But let a human come around. They bait, but
You're terrible. I don't play Sims very often, but there's been times when I just needed to unwind and get away from everything and just have fun. But I like to build and I like to do gardens and stuff like that.
They do have nice house stuff.
Yeah. Hi, Denise. Heidi says, no Sims for me. Reality is enough. No kidding.
That's why I play it, though.
Yeah, I hear you. When I play Sims, I build, create my characters, and then kill them. You guys, I swear. Well, I get bored of Sims. I do get bored of them, too. I can only take them for a little while. I also enjoy building their characters up and changing their personalities and all that. But
I look weird. I'll play it like Barbie dolls or something. I'll sit here and create a dialogue in different voices and
exactly. So we're kind of off a topic, way off a topic.
Oh, yes.
But,
sorry.
No, that's okay. We're going to be wrapping it up, but I wanted to let everybody know I'm going to try something this week. Next week, next Monday, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we're going to be doing this again, but it's going to be the second half. So like I said, if you are somebody that is clairvoyant or strong or has had lots of experiences, contact me. Either leave a message down here in the comments or contact me on Facebook in the group, and we'll add you. But also, I'm going to be trying a little experiment in the group for a week until we get to next week. And I actually seen this in another group and I thought it was brilliant. And I actually did it many, many times and I got it right, like weeks in a row. Like I think 13 weeks or something like that in a row. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put out 3 crystals and a little box. And I'm going to take a picture beforehand of the actual 3 crystals that are laid out in front of the box. And then I'm going to take one of those that I, just intuitively pick and put it into the box and close the box and take another picture and put that up for you guys after, or we'll take a picture and have it in there. But I'm going to give you 1 day in order to pick which one of the 3 ones was put in there. So take some time, really think about it and then choose, because it's not going to necessarily be, the first one that you think of because of a color or something like that. I might pick one that's really pretty one week and then one that's not as pretty the next week to throw you off. So just take your time, maybe close your eyes, do whatever you have to do, run your hand over it, whatever. But by the time you get it, the picture, it's already going to be in the box. It's already, the one that is chosen is already going to be chosen, and you'll have to pick it the next day. And I'm going to do that every day until next Monday. So I hope you guys are a part of the Amethyst Ascension group and, just have fun with it. Or another thing, if you don't want to do that, pick a friend like Cortney and I. I'll have her pick every day or vice versa. And she has me pick every day. And, we can, if you don't want to do that, you can just do it personally with somebody or do it with somebody in your family. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be a big show of it. It's just to kind of test your abilities a little bit and see if you feel like something in your hand or you get a feeling or whatever, and just go with it. Center cards, but in crystals. Exactly. So does anyone have anything to add before we call it an evening? And Cortney, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for having me. It's fun and I love this. Really great idea and really interesting exercises that it's really creative. I think that can be beneficial, especially for one trying to adapt to their abilities.
Yeah. And this is not, it's not my idea. Like I said, it was in another group. So I'm just using that. I'm using it. So I can't take the credit for that. But I do think it's a fun, exercise that people can do. So, well, if nobody has anything to add, I hope everybody has a good night. I hope you enjoyed this. Like I said, next week we're going to be talking about how we can, exercise that muscle. And I hope everyone has a wonderful evening / day wherever you're at. And thank you guys.